me smiling for no reason, feeling colors I can't explain. Thought I'd seen every shade of love, but you showed me something I can't replace. When I'm lost in hesitation, you're my favorite conversation. Right where you are is where I belong. No more searching, the journey is done. Your touch is sunlight, your voice is my calm. In every moment, you're the one. Right where you are, I'll stay forever young. Used to guard my heart from breaking, afraid to fall, afraid to trust. But you're every risk worth taking, you're every story that ends in love. You're the laughter in the quiet, you're my peace inside the riot. Right where you are is where I belong. No more searching, the journey is done. Your touch is sunlight, your voice is my calm. In every moment, you're the one. Right where you are, I'll stay forever young. Now every road leads back to you, every sky's a brighter blue. You're my clarity, my truth, I found home inside of you. Right where you are is where I belong. Together we're writing our favorite song, hand in hand, heartbeat strong. Right where you are is where I belong. Never thought that I could feel like this. Every moment feels new again. I was lost, but you pulled me in. You changed the world I'm living in. Something in the way you see me makes it easy to believe it. You're the perfect kind of love, the feeling I never dreamed of. Every day with you feels brighter, every touch is fire. You're the perfect kind of love, every fear I had is lighter. Nothing else compares, you're the answer to my prayers. Found my heart when I least expected. Every wall now disconnected. In your eyes I see the future. Every scar's a little smoother. The way you hold me close, I don't feel alone anymore. is more than just a feeling. You're the perfect kind of love. You're everything I dreamed of, holding on forever. I know it just gets better with you. It's a perfect kind of love.
With questions in my shoes, every step unsure of what was true. Life was playing songs I couldn't hear. Then you showed up and made it all clear. You didn't promise perfect days, just stayed when things got out of place. Now I know what real love feels like. Not the fireworks, but steady light. You don't fix me, you just stay. And somehow that's more than okay. Now I know I don't have to hide. You see every flaw and call it mine. Didn't need the stars to fall, I just needed you, that's all. I don't miss who I used to be. You pulled the better parts of me. We don't talk in grand cliches, but you're the peace in my loudest days. You didn't change the world I knew, just changed the way I moved through. Now I know what real love feels like. Not the fireworks, but steady light. You don't fix me, you just stay. And somehow that's more than okay. Now I know I don't have to hide. You see every flaw and call it mine. Didn't need the stars to fall, I just needed you, that's all. I just needed you, that's all. Now I know.
Forgotten letters in my coat pocket, unread but worn thin from the weight. You moved gently through my sentences, left your name behind like watercolor stains. If I close my eyes, I feel it all again. The ache, the calm, the subtle change. We were porcelain, fragile and true, holding each breath like something new. Never tried to keep it, let it slip away. Beautifully temporary. Porcelain blue, explaining why. Your gaze still dances across empty seats. A familiar stranger I don't recognize. If I close my eyes, I feel it all again. The ache, the calm, the subtle change. We were porcelain blue, fragile and true, holding each breath like something new. Never tried to keep it, let it slip away. Beautifully temporary. Porcelain blue, porcelain blue. Let it be, let it remain unfinished. We don't have to write the end. Our edges worn smooth by patience. Imperfection never felt this kind. Porcelain blue, gentle memory not held, but always seen, a feeling, a moment. Porcelain blue, let it be.
You sat across me like nothing had changed. Hands in motion, words rearranged. A different laugh, same kind of stare. I searched your face for something still there. Names on the wall we carved as kids, covered in paint like we never did. But I remember the day, the air, the feel, when all of it felt almost real. If you blink too slow, you'll miss it. If you care too much, you'll twist it. You were sunlight through a moving train, gone too fast to leave a stain. I was reaching, but stayed behind, stuck on what we couldn't find. Even now I sometimes kneel to memories that don't quite heal, but that's the deal. It was almost real. Took the long way past your old street. Still smells like summer and cold concrete. 1,000 lives could bloom and fade, but you and I just stayed the same. If you breathe too deep, it breaks you. If you turn too quick, it shakes you. You were sunlight through a moving train, gone too fast to leave a stain. I was reaching, but stayed behind, stuck on what we couldn't find. Even now I sometimes kneel to memories that don't quite heal, but that's the deal. It was almost real. I don't hate the way we ended, just the silence that pretended we'd forget, we'd mend, we'd move. But some truths we never lose. You were sunlight through a moving train, gone too fast to leave a stain. I was frozen in the blur. You were there and so unsure. Even now I sometimes kneel to a love that didn't seal, but that's the deal. It was almost real. this kind of ease. You left your jacket, not a word, and somehow I'm not hurt. The coffee's cold, but I don't mind. The silence now feels redesigned. No weight to carry, just this air. It's not lonely, just bare. You were thunder when I needed rain. Now I'm learning peace has its own name. Call it light, call it something new. Not what's gone, but what came through. I'm not lost, I'm not found, just standing on this steady ground. Call it light, whatever this is, breathing in what I used to miss. I wrote your name and then erased. Not out of spite, just giving space to thoughts I never used to keep. Now they sit with me when I sleep. I don't rewind, don't need the sound of voices we forgot to count. Call it light, call it something new. Not what's gone, but what came through. I'm not lost, I'm not found, just standing on this steady ground. Call it light, whatever this is, breathing in what I used to miss. Some stories end without a fade. Just cut to now and that's okay. We don't need to name the past if this moment's built to last. Call it light, call it something true. Doesn't need to look like you. I'm not lost, I'm not bound, I'm just here, feet on the ground. Call it light, whatever it means, feels like waking from a dream.
We sat on the bench by the old green store. Didn't say much, but it said it all. Your eyes looked past me like you were watching a life I wasn't in. Leaves scattered under our feet. You tapped your shoe in a slow repeat. I waited for a reason, but none of them came with a name. There's no pause in the pull of time. No fixing the hands that won't hold mine. We don't go backwards, even when it hurts, even when I'd give anything to reverse. No rewind, no take two, just the outline left of you. We don't go backwards, we just don't. But that doesn't mean I've let you go. You always hummed when the rain would start. Now silence falls in every part of days we colored, now faded into something I can't describe. I still trace the things you left in the air, in the way I slept. We don't go backwards, even when it hurts, even when I give anything to reverse. No rewind, no take two, just the outline left of you. We don't go back wish I knew how to move through. We don't go backwards even when it burns, even when every corner turns to something we once knew, now shadowed in a different view. We don't go backwards, we just learn, and still some pages always return. You left your jacket on the chair. Didn't mean to, but it stayed there. I moved around it for a week, like it meant more than it should speak. I washed the cups, avoided yours, the one with the chipped rim from the night we laughed too hard. Your toothbrush stood like some goodbye that didn't have the strength to try. You didn't write a letter, I didn't ask for one. The silence shaped the ending, we didn't have to run. We were held without holding, talked without words, built something weightless that crumbled unheard. I looked for the reason, you looked for the end. We lost in translation what we never could send. I passed your street last night, didn't slow down, didn't turn, but I felt the gravity of something we couldn't learn. We were held without holding, talked without words, built something weightless that crumbled unheard. I looked for the reason, you looked for the end. We lost in translation what we never could send. No thunder, no crash, just a whisper through the glass. It's not love, it's not regret, it's just something I can't forget.
You sat by the edge of the bed, wrapping your thoughts in silence. The light wasn't kind, but you looked at me like it was enough. You didn't ask if I was okay, just handed me your sweater and turned your gaze to nothing in particular. It felt like the most honest thing. I kept thinking I'd remember this for the wrong reason. Nights like these don't leave scars, they leave outlines, traces you can't name but feel in your chest. When laughter gets too loud, I don't want the end, just the part where you looked back. Your voice still echoes in places you never went, like the inside of a cab headed nowhere in particular, the kind you take when you forget why you left. I replay the absence, not the goodbye, and I find pieces of us in strangers who hold their coffee like you did. Nights like these don't end, they fade into new things. Not better, not worse, just quieter. I'm still standing where your name used to feel safe. I pretended not to see, felt the distance in your hands when you reached without reaching me. When you reached without reaching me. We used to speak without a plan, now we plan but never talk. The coffee brewed, the hours passed, and nothing really changed at all. Now our drums, it only changed at all. I watched you stare through the window like something else was calling you. I stayed still, hoping maybe staying still meant staying true. It's not what we said, but what we didn't. All the lines we skipped and never rewrote. I stayed, you faded, not in anger, not in flame, just a slow forgetting of who we became. You brushed past me like wind, not cold, not kind, just moving on. And I stood there not stopping you, not sure I wanted to, not sure I knew how. It's not what we said, but what we didn't. We left it half-made and walked around it. You breathed out a goodbye, I said nothing at all. Not because I meant to, because I didn't know what to say anymore. Everything inside was turning. I wasn't ready for the way it felt to stay but keep on yearning. It's not about getting things right, it's not about the perfect line. I just wanted to be near, even when you were far from mine. If I could name what pulled me through, it'd sound a lot like you. Not in words, but in the weightless way you moved across the room. I kept waiting for a sign, but it was never that kind. Just silence dressed in color and time that never lied. Your laugh stayed longer than the night, even when the windows fog. And I forgot the last thing we said, but not how the air changed when you talked. Some things you don't get back, and maybe they're not meant to, but I kept the feeling like it was meant to last. If I could name what pulled me through, it'd sound a lot like you. Not in words, but in the weightless way you moved across the room. No answers left to find, but still I'd press rewind on silence dressed in color and time that never lied. Windows breathe in sunlight, curtains dance like they're alive. There's something new inside the air, like even the trees learned how to smile. I let go of the cold I carry. You walked in and it all felt different. It feels like spring again. Color where the gray had been. Hearts thaw out and hopes begin. With you the world turns bright again. No more waiting, no more doubt. You showed me what love's about. It feels like spring again, and I'm blooming from the inside out. Sidewalks hum with quiet joy, every step a little lighter. I stopped looking for the storm. You were the calm that came after. You didn't come with fanfare, just warmth I didn't know I missed. It feels like spring again. Color No more waiting, no more doubt. You showed me what love's about. It feels like spring again, and I'm blooming from the inside out. Took a while to hear the quiet underneath the noise I made. Tried to be the one they wanted till the colors started to fade. But something in the way you see me feels like standing in the sun. Not pretending, not performing, just myself, and that's enough. You make me come alive in the calm, in the fire. No need to run, no need to hide. Just leaning into something higher. Not a high I crash beneath, but a peace I never knew. You make me come alive, and I'm finally telling the truth. Didn't know I'd feel so steady, letting go of needing more. Now I dance inside the quiet, with my feet on warmer floors. No spotlight, just a slow glow that follows me through the day. Like the first time I said okay, and actually meant I'd stay. You make me come alive in the calm, in the fire. No need to run, no need to hide. Just leaning into something higher. Not a high I crash beneath, but a peace I never knew. You make me come alive, and I'm finally telling the truth. No scripts, no perfect lines, just eyes that know and stay. If this is what it feels like, I won't let it slip away. You make me come alive, not loud but fully awake. Every word, every breath is a risk I'm glad to take. No pretending, no rewind, just this heartbeat, just this view. You make me come alive, and I come alive with you. You stood by the window, watching something I couldn't see. Not sure if it was the morning or just the end of something else. Your sweater had a stain from last week. You didn't notice, or maybe you did. I wanted to say something, but it felt like the wrong kind of day. I don't miss the silence, I miss when it meant something. When sitting side by side but never talked about. The colors looked different today, maybe because you weren't in them. Someone laughed across the street, and I thought of you, how your laugh came in two parts. You'd always laugh first, and then catch your breath like it surprised you. I didn't take anything when I left, just kept the light from that one afternoon. It followed me for a while, quiet but constant. If you asked, I wouldn't say I'm better, but I'm learning the shape of after. And it's nothing like I thought. We traded stories under streetlights, secrets tangled up in denim sleeves. Your voice wrapped around my hesitation like ivy climbing memories. Words on the tip of my tongue, faded whispers almost undone, but I held on, kept them safe. We were alabaster hearts, fragile but never afraid. Every scar and line, proof of how deeply we were made. And even though the colors change, I still feel the warmth remain in alabaster. Photographs trapped behind locked screens, frames we forgot to fill. I keep your laugh in my pocket for days when I lose the will. Questions dancing on the edge, answers lost, but we don't regret. Let them rest, let them stay. We were alabaster hearts, fragile but never afraid. Every scar and line, proof of how deeply we were made. And even though the colors change, I still feel the warmth remain in alabaster. We're a story left untitled, a brush stroke left incomplete. But every blank page holds promise, and that's enough for me. In alabaster, I hold us gentle, not broken, just beautifully fragile. Forever captured, softly surrendered in alabaster.
Woke up to the sun on my skin. No alarm, just a breeze coming in. Coffee on the windowsill. Your laughter down the hall. I never knew peace could be so real. We don't need fireworks or gold. This warmth is worth more than we're told. You make it feel like spring came early, like all the dark just turned to story. I used to count the days alone. Now I forget the cold I've known. With you the light don't feel like too much. It's easy now to open up. You make it feel like spring came early, and I'm not who I was. Shoes kicked off, we walk the path where the flowers bloom and time moves fast. You hum a tune I've never heard, but somehow I know every word. I'm not searching for the end when it feels this good to begin again. You make it feel like spring came early, like all the dark just turned to story. I used to count the days alone. Now I forget the cold I've known. With you the light don't feel like too much. It's easy now to open up. You make it feel like spring came early, and I'm not who I was. Maybe joy was hiding in the quiet, in the pauses, not the riot. And you found me there, taught me how to care. You make it feel like spring came early. No need for perfect, just for surely. I let the world rush past the door. I'm living brighter than before. You make it feel like spring came early, and now I'm finally sure.
Your cup half full on the edge. Didn't notice till the morning light bent through it. I stood where your laugh used to land, not trying to rewind, just wondering. The plants by the sink need water, but they've lived this long without it. Funny how things keep growing, even when we stop showing up. I didn't plan to stay this late, but the night keeps forgetting to end. And I'm not waiting, but I'm not gone. I still walk the hall like you'll come along. No lights on, but I don't care. I'm learning how to breathe stale air. Not holding on, not moving fast, just figuring out what's meant to last. The chair across from mine creaks sometimes, like a ghost with a memory to share. But I don't speak first anymore, I let the silence take its turn. If you ask if I'm fine, I'll smile, but you know that's only part of the file. And I'm not waiting, but I'm not gone. I still walk the hall like you'll come along. No lights on, but I don't care. I'm learning how to breathe stale air. Not holding on, not moving fast, just figuring out what's meant to last. There's nothing wrong with the way things end, but it's strange what our hands still defend. I thought I knew how to leave clean, turns out I only know how to lean. ticket, no clear plan, but I stood where we last began and let the blur pass through me like a tide I chose to see. Took the photo off the shelf, the one from the day we got lost. You smiled like nothing could slip, but the angle always felt off. Rain hit the roof too loud, or maybe I just wanted silence. Thought I'd call then didn't. The pause became the answer. I replay the laugh you left in a hallway I won't walk through. Not because I'm bitter, just unsure if I belong there too. We were never broken loud, just quiet in the cracks. Held the frame with shaking hands, it tilted and we never put it back. No goodbye, no fight, only changes we didn't track. Now it's just a photo and a shelf that's looking flat. If I passed that street again, would I look or just move past? It's hard to measure meaning when the questions never ask. We were never broken loud, just careful not to bend. But balance was the lie we bought when we thought it wouldn't end. No goodbye, no fight, just slipping from the center. Now it's just a tilted frame that holds what we won't remember. We left unsaid things in folded notes, hidden beneath unread magazines. Promises colored softly in pencil lines, waiting for someday to begin. In your eyes I found forgotten scenes, stories left incomplete. We are paper kites in gentle flight, no direction, no perfect height, just holding steady in subtle breeze. with nothing else we need to be. Empty coffee cups and old receipts, tiny artifacts of you and me. Strangers smile but they never see the pages of us we keep unseen. In your eyes I found forgotten scenes, stories left incomplete. We are paper kites in gentle flight, no direction, no perfect height, just holding steady in subtle breeze, with nothing else we need to be. Maybe we're only memories, softly spoken, slightly out of reach, yet beautiful because we never asked for anything more than what we had. Paper kites drifting slow, simple moments letting go, forever floating easily. You remain in part of me.
Late frost on the grass, but the air's got something new. Window crack just wide enough to let the morning through. The quiet used to press too hard, now it feels like breathing in. You showed up like Sunday sun and I let the warmth begin. Didn't know I was waiting until I stopped standing still. You walk in like the first light after too many great days. No fireworks, no spotlight, just the honest kind of blaze. Not running, not hiding, just leaning in a little more. You feel like the season that the cold was waiting for. You don't rush the rhythm, you just dance without a sound. Hands in your pockets, feet barely touching the ground. And I forget to worry, forget the clocks and plans, just laughing in the garden, dirt beneath our hands. Didn't think I could soften, but now it's all I want to do. You walk in like the first light after too many great days. No fireworks, no spotlight, just the honest kind of blaze. Not running, not hiding, just leaning in a little more. You feel like the season that the cold was waiting for. I used to think peace was silence, now I think it sounds like you. A whisper in full color, pulling life back into view. You walk in like the first light, and nothing needs to be the same. No grand design or headline, just calling me by name. No turning, no maybe, I'm not keeping score. You feel like the season that I've been waiting for.
curtains halfway drawn. Let the morning come in slow. Shoes by the couch, jacket on the armrest. Some things never made it home. You said less than you meant, but I caught the part that mattered. We stood in the hallway, no one moved, like time forgot to gather. There's a break in the rhythm where your laugh used to land, and I keep walking past it like it's not part of the plan. There's nothing in the way, but I still stumble. I hear the quiet and it starts to rumble. We didn't need to fall to feel the ground. We just stopped holding on without turning around. Keys on the counter untouched, like they belong to someone else. I tried not to give them meaning, but nothing listens like an empty shelf. You didn't slam the door, but the air was different. Not colder, just missing, like a breath I forgot to take. There's nothing in the way, but I still stumble. I hear the quiet and it starts to rumble. We didn't need to fall to feel the ground. We just stopped holding on without turning around. No goodbye, no burn, just the weight of what we never learned. Now all the light still finds me here, but you're not near.
Beside the books we never finished, I watched your reflection blur on the train. Names we almost called each other still hanging, the dust of the afternoon. Passing windows, catch pieces of who we used to be. Not to hold, not to lose, just to know we were there. Passing windows, no need to look back twice. It's enough to remember we felt something real. The silence wasn't empty, just full of things we didn't know how to say in time. I thought love was louder, but maybe it's what stays after the noise. Passing windows, catch pieces of who we used to be. Not to hold, not to lose, just to know we were there. Passing windows, no need to look back twice. It's enough to remember we felt something real. Not every ending has to ache, not every light has to blind. Somewhere in the blur we learn to be kind. Passing windows, catch pieces of who we used to be. Not to hold, not to lose, just to know we were there. Passing windows, no need to look back twice. It's enough to remember we felt something couch still has your sweater, but not the reason you wore it. The fridge hums like a thought I can't finish. The window's closed, but I feel something trying to pass through. Not wind, not regret, just the weight of things not said. We had nights that forgot to become mornings, conversations that stayed halfway written. I didn't ask you to stay, but I kept talking like I had. I don't want the whole world, just the part where you looked back when your hand brushed the wall and you almost changed your mind. I'd live in that half second if it meant something again. Your plants are still on the windowsill, and I keep watering them like a promise. Not for you, for the part of me that doesn't know how to stop. I keep playing the song you hated, just to feel like I'm arguing with you. Is that strange? It probably is, but strange is still closer than gone. I don't want the whole world, just the part where it mattered when the coffee got cold, but you stayed anyway. That's where I live now. That's what I carry. The calendar kept moving, but we stopped keeping track. Coffee cups left half full, your coat still on the chair. It wasn't sudden, more like slipping through the seams. You smiled like you knew something, but didn't want to say. I pretended not to notice the suitcase by the sink. We talked about the weather like it meant something. There was no fight, no storm, just a pause that stretched too long. I replay your silence more than your words. We forgot the ending, left the story hanging. Lights stayed on, but we stopped walking in. No final lines, no turning back, just a slow dissolve we didn't name. I've walked by that place we said we'd go, still don't know why we never did. Maybe we knew it wouldn't feel the same. We forgot the ending,
like a song without the last note. No curtain call, just the lights dimming slow.